Every time you shop at Costco, most people have the habit of loading up their cart with all sorts of delicious items. But few realize it's also the perfect place to build an emergency stockpile for your family. You don't need to buy in bulk all at once or spend a fortune. Just add a few small items each visit, and in a few months, you'll have enough food, energy sources, and essentials for any unexpected situation. This video highlights 12 must-buy items every time you go to Costco, the cheapest, longest-lasting, and most practical products that help you save money while staying prepared, whether it's a power outage, major storm, or price crisis. Subscribe to the channel for notifications about the latest videos.
Wow!
1. Salt and spices. Salt is one of those tiny things that's incredibly important in every kitchen, and one that many people overlook when talking about emergency supplies. At Costco, for just a few dollars, you can get a huge bag of salt that lasts a whole year, and the best part is that salt practically has no expiration date. In any emergency, salt helps preserve food, serves as an essential mineral for the body, and can even be used for bartering when goods are scarce. But don't stop at salt. Spices are what turn a meal from just filling into actually enjoyable. Imagine having a stockpile of canned goods, rice, and beans, but eating them plain day after day. You'd get sick of it fast. That's why it's worth investing a little in basic spices. Black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, or the large seasoning blend sets for meat that Costco sells at surprisingly low prices. These jars can last for years, and just a pinch completely changes the flavor of an entire meal. A small tip: choose dry spices over sauces. They last longer and are easier to store. Simply keep them in airtight containers in a cool place away from sunlight, and you can use them for years without spoiling. To save even more, buy the bulk size and divide it into reusable glass jars. It's compact and convenient when you need to grab some quickly. 2. Cooking oil. Cooking oil seems ordinary, but it's in the group of must-have items if you want to build a smart stockpile. Without oil, you can't sauté, fry, or even cook many basic dishes. At Costco, cooking oil comes in large sizes at great prices, with high-quality options like organic olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, or blended vegetable oil. But the key is knowing which type to choose to save money and store long-term. Many people love olive oil for its health benefits, but it only lasts about 12 to 18 months if unopened and spoils faster if exposed to light or heat. If your goal is long-term storage, go for coconut oil or canola oil. These have a shelf life of 2 to 3 years and are less prone to rancidity. Coconut oil is especially great for those who want to use it for both cooking and beauty, as it resists oxidation well and stays fresh even after a long time. A common mistake is buying a 5-liter jug of oil and forgetting about it in the pantry. Oil stored for too long, opened multiple times, and loosely capped will oxidize and develop an off smell. The trick is to buy the large container, but divide it into dark glass bottles. It's easier to use and extends shelf life. If possible, store some oil in the fridge, especially olive oil, to protect it from light and heat. One interesting point: cooking oil can also be considered stored energy. In emergencies, just a little oil can turn rice, pasta, or canned goods into a tasty, nutritious, high-calorie meal. In many places, oil is seen as valuable as salt during shortages, because it helps with cooking and provides energy without needing many other ingredients. 3. Rice. Rice always tops the list of items to buy every time you visit Costco, and the reason is simple: it's the foundation of every meal. Whether you cook Asian, European, or Latin American style, rice is always somewhere in the kitchen. The great thing is that it has an extremely long shelf life, is cheap, is easy to cook, and provides high energy, perfect for any emergency stockpile plan. At Costco, a 25-pound bag of basmati or jasmine rice costs only about $13 to $20, which breaks down to just a few cents per meal. The key point is that, if stored properly, rice can last over 25 years without spoiling. Many people in the American prepper community even call rice white gold, because its real value during shortages exceeds that of canned food. To make rice last a long time, divide it into portions and store it in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. You can buy the whole kit on Amazon or even at Costco itself. Once the oxygen is removed, the rice essentially sleeps, staying free of mold and moisture and retaining its flavor for years. Once you get used to this method, you'll find storing rice much easier than other dry goods. One small tip: don't buy just one type. White rice lasts a long time, but brown rice is more nutritious, though it has a shorter shelf life, about 6 to 12 months. Combining both gives you variety while balancing health and storage needs. 4. Batteries. Batteries are something everyone needs, but people usually only remember them when the flashlight won't turn on or the TV remote stops working. In reality, if we're talking about smart stockpiling, batteries are the most compact energy source you can buy at Costco. They take up no space, they're cheap, they last a long time, and they can save you in dozens of situations, from power outages and camping to real emergencies. At Costco, batteries are always sold in big boxes, often a 40-pack of AA batteries for about $13. You might think you don't need them yet, but when you do, you'll never have enough. Most household devices, from clocks, flashlights, radios, and toys to medical meters, all run on batteries. During a multi-day blackout or natural disaster, batteries are what keep you connected, lit up, and with at least some basic comfort. The great thing is that batteries have a storage life of up to 10 years if kept in a cool, dry place. So you can absolutely buy them gradually every time you shop at Costco without worrying about waste. The top priority is still AA batteries. Most devices use this size. Next come AA for smaller gadgets, and if you can, grab a few 9V or D-cell batteries for special devices like radios or large flashlights. A small tip that many smart stockpilers share: always label the purchase date on the battery box, and once you have 3.4 boxes, rotate them. Use the oldest first and save the newest. That way, you always have fresh batteries and never let any expire. Also, don't forget to buy rechargeable batteries and a solar charger if possible. Costco occasionally sells great combo deals. With rechargeables, you save money long-term and cut down on battery waste. 5. Canned meat. Canned meat might not be the first thing people think of at Costco, but it's one of the most important emergency stockpile items in any situation. Because when there's no power for refrigeration, no time for fancy cooking, or no daily trips to the store, those cans of meat become a precious protein source to help you power through tough times. At Costco, you can find all kinds, from tuna, chicken, and pink salmon to corned beef and canned pork. A case, usually 6 to 8 cans, costs only about 12 to 15 times, which is way cheaper than buying single cans at smaller stores. The key point: canned meat has an incredibly long shelf life. Tuna lasts 304 years, corned beef about 5 years, and spam and salmon both 3 to 4 years. If stored in a dry, ventilated spot, they can even last longer. Some people don't eat canned meat often because they think it's too salty, but for stockpiling, that's actually an advantage. Salt acts as a natural preservative, and you can eat it straight from the can. No cooking needed, which is super helpful during outages or when you're on the go. Plus, in emergencies, canned meat can be used for bartering because everyone needs protein. If you have young kids, prioritize tuna in water or canned chicken. It's soft, low in oil, and easy to prepare. For something heartier, salmon or spam can turn rice, pasta, or bread into a quick meal. One small can provides enough energy for hours, and more importantly, it gives peace of mind knowing your pantry has a backup plan. A smart habit: every time you shop at Costco, Buy an extra case of tuna or canned meat and write the date on the lid. When you open one, replace it with a new can to rotate stock. This keeps your supply fresh and within date. Pause for 2 seconds and hit the subscribe button to follow the latest videos. 6. Canned fruit. Canned fruit is something many people skip at Costco, but it's actually a nutrition plus mood food in any emergency stockpile plan. Because during tough times or when fresh produce is scarce, a can of peaches, pears, or mango with its sweet, gentle flavor is what makes a meal feel balanced and bearable. At Costco, you can find cases of 10 to 12 cans for just $12 to $14. That works out to less than $1.50 per can. Super affordable for food that lasts 3 to 5 years. Some varieties are packed in natural juice with less sugar, preserving flavor and nutrition almost like fresh fruit. If you choose wisely, this is an item that gives you vitamins, fiber, and energy without needing refrigeration. The real value of canned fruit is the emotional comfort. When you're eating dry goods, rice, beans, or canned meat for days, the natural sweetness lifts your mood and makes meals feel human again. That's why smart prep plans always include a small section for healthy treats like this. Because food isn't just for survival, it's for staying positive too. For more variety, you can also pick large jars of sliced peaches, mango, or pears. The jar format is often cheaper and lets you use it over a few days once opened. Plus, the packing juice can be diluted for a drink or used as a dessert topping. A small tip: rotate as you use. When you finish a can, buy a new one right away. This keeps your stock fresh without over-accumulating. If you have kids, you'll especially see the value. This is a tasty, simple way to get vitamins when fresh fruit isn't available. 7. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is something many people still see as kids' breakfast food, but it's actually one of the most valuable items for long-term stockpiling. Because just one small spoonful gives you enough energy, protein, and healthy fats to keep going for hours. At Costco, peanut butter comes in twin large jars at a very affordable price. And the best part is it can last 2 to 3 years if stored properly. Think about it. In an emergency, when there's no stove, no fridge, and no time to cook, a jar of peanut butter is a complete meal in your hand. Just add a few slices of bread, or even eat it straight with a spoon, and you've got the calories, protein, and fats to stay energized. That's why peanut butter always tops the list of must-haves in every family's emergency stockpile. At Costco, the most common types are natural peanut butter and smooth, no added sugar versions, perfect for both kids and adults. If you like more texture, go for the chunky kind with pieces. It's tastier and has even more protein. Many people also use peanut butter to mix with oatmeal, spread on crackers, or even add to smoothies, all of which boost energy and keep you full longer. However, one thing to note: natural peanut butter, without preservatives, usually lasts 12 to 18 months, while commercial brands like Kirkland or Jif can last up to 3 years. So buy in rotation, use it gradually, and restock when it's running low to always have a fresh supply. A small tip: if you have kids, don't forget to grab jelly or syrup too, so you can quickly make the classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's not only easy, but also adds a gentle sweetness that keeps both children and adults happy during long stretches of stockpiled meals. Eat soup and chili. Soup and chili might sound simple, but they're real lifesavers on busy days or in emergencies. Because all you do is open the can and heat it up for a few minutes, and you've got a hot, nutritious meal. No fancy cooking required. And that's exactly why they're always on the list of items to buy every time you visit Costco. In the canned goods aisle, you'll see soups and chilies sold in big cases, 8 to 12 cans, for just about $10 to $15. Buying by the case is not only cheaper, but also keeps everything neat and stackable in storage. Each can lasts 3 to 5 years, so even if you don't eat them often, they're ready when you need them. Another big plus: kids love them, especially lighter soups like chicken, potato, or packaged ramen. They may not be perfectly healthy, but in a pinch, they're safe and super convenient. You can also toss in some veggies, eggs, or chicken to make the dish richer and more balanced. A small tip: choose low sodium versions to store longer without getting tired of the saltiness. And if you have space, keep a few cases in a dry, well ventilated pantry. Buy one case every 6 months, and you'll have enough soup and chili for a full year. 9. Canned vegetables. Canned vegetables might seem minor, but they're incredibly important in any emergency stockpile. No matter how much rice, beans, or canned meat you have, without veggies, meals quickly become boring and unbalanced. At Costco, canned veggies come in large cases: green beans, corn, peas, carrots, or mixed vegetables, all lasting 3 to 5 years while keeping their flavor and nutrition. The key point: canned veggies not only add vitamins and fiber, but also make meals feel fresher and more enjoyable, especially when fresh produce isn't available. You can open a can of corn, mix it with rice and a little canned meat, and you've got quick fried rice. Or use red beans or black beans cooked with rice for a high-energy, nutrient-packed meal. During storms, blackouts, or bad weather, these cans are the green lifeline for your family's health. Another strength: the price is unbeatable. A case of canned vegetables at Costco costs just $8 to $12, which breaks down to a few dimes per can, way cheaper than fresh veggies at the supermarket. Especially the ones packed in brine or water. They retain natural color and crunch. Just rinse quickly and they're ready to eat. And if you prefer less salt, you can absolutely choose the low-sodium line. 10. Toilet paper. Toilet paper seems simple, but it's the clearest symbol of being truly prepared, especially after the big lesson from the pandemic shortages. Everyone probably still remembers the empty toilet paper shelves at Costco, with people lining up just to grab a pack. That's why, if you're building a family stockpile, toilet paper should be a must-have and something you restock regularly. At Costco, Kirkland toilet paper comes in a 30-roll mega pack for about $16. It sounds like a lot, but a family of 4 can go through it in just 2 months. Every time you shop, add one pack to your cart. It not only saves money, but also ensures you always have at least a few hundred rolls at home, enough for a whole year without rushing to the store during a shortage. Plus, toilet paper has psychological value. In stressful times, having enough essentials makes you feel way more secure. Lots of people joke that in a survival list, you might skip a food item, but never toilet paper. It's not food, but it's tied to comfort and hygiene, something everyone needs, no matter the situation. 11. Medications and supplements. Medications and supplements are items many people only buy when needed, but they're actually a critical part of any long-term stockpile plan. Because if your health takes a hit, all the tasty food and handy tools become useless. Meanwhile, just a few basic bottles in the cabinet let you handle colds, headaches, or sudden fatigue without running to the pharmacy in the middle of the night. At Costco, the medication and vitamin section is easy to find, with prices 30–40% lower than regular drugstores. You can get a large bottle of vitamin C, fish oil, calcium, zinc, or common pain relievers that last for months. Every Costco trip, just pick one type. This month vitamins, next month cold medicine, then eye supplements, and in a few months, you'll have a full family first aid kit. One thing to remember: meds and vitamins have long expiration dates, usually 2 to 4 years, so you can safely stock up if you rotate properly. Label each bottle with the purchase month, use the oldest first, and add new ones later. That way, you save money and never run out when you need it most. 12. Bottled water or water filters. Water seems so obvious that few people think to stock it, until the tap runs dry for a day and you realize nothing else will do. No power? You can still survive. No food? You can hold out a few days. But no water? Your body starts breaking down after just 2 or 3 days. So if you had to pick the single most important stockpile item, water tops the list. At Costco, Bottled water comes in big cases of 24 or 40 bottles for only about 5 to 6. Many think, we have tap water, why buy? But it's a tiny investment for real security. Tap water can be cut off suddenly from accidents, storms, or temporary contamination. Having a few cases of clean water at home keeps you calm when that happens. A simple rule of thumb: plan for at least 1 gallon per person per day and stock enough for 7 to 10 days. That means a family of 4 needs at least 40 gallons, about 5 to 6 Costco cases. You don't have to buy it all at once, just add 1 case per trip. In a few months, you'll have enough for everyone without taking up too much space. Smart prep isn't about hoarding huge amounts. It's about buying the right things consistently. Every Costco visit, toss in 1 small item from the list: rice, oil, batteries, or a few cans, and you're building a solid safety net. The little things you grab today could be tomorrow's lifesaver. Peace of mind doesn't come from spending a lot. It comes from always being ready. Did this video help? Subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers.